let's assume.
Yeah, let's assume that
We're live.
Good morning,
Hello,
Max.
world.
How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
I'm okay-ish. It's very hot here in Sweden sometimes.
Yeah, we're not equipped to deal with the heat. That's true.
We are, however, equipped with an ability to always complain about the weather.
Yes. Yes.
Is that a Swedish thing, or I mean, you are a globetrotter.
I have to say, I feel like when you say like, if someone's good at complaining about something, that like it fits every single national identity. You know, it's like I can say I grew up in France, so I'm very good at complaining about things, and people will go, yeah, yeah, sure, or like I'm from Sweden, so I complain about things all the time. They go, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think it's a universal kind of thing, that we're just whiny.
I think that's a human thing.
Yeah.
That's a human thing. As you know, I took my mom's dog over to the vet. It's a long story. I'm not going to bore people with that story. But me and my sister, we had a chance to catch up because we spent a few hours in the car driving back and forth to this hospital. It was a few hours drive, and we touched upon another thing about whining. I just came to think about it when we were talking about whining, and that's the loneliness that is, in my opinion, almost like a pandemic, worse than the COVID situation. You know, that people are, in this interconnected world, you can reach anybody, and so on. People are feeling, lonely. And recently we had this Swedish holiday, Midsummer, which is like the celebration of light and celebration of all the um, romantic things regarded with like the Swedish culture, like
Yeah.
food and countryside and all of that stuff, right?
Fertility.
Yeah, absolutely. um, but there are so many people in our society that don't have anybody to celebrate with,
Mm, mm.
which is of course a very long discussion. We're not going to go into that, but what I'm saying is, what I wonder about is that, is this a Western European, is this a Scandinavian, Swedish Scandinavian, or Western European problem, that people are trying to live up to some sort of idealized, perception of how life uh, should look like, Instagram ish, surrounded with
Yeah.
people being happy and fun, and everything should be so jolly, whereas in reality a lot of people are just feeling some sort of, I mean, because they don't have anybody, they don't exist in a context, they don't have a family or their friends and so on, and they feel very lonely. And I think that's
Yeah.
a very negative thing for them, of course, but also for the society in general. um, um, and I think loneliness is more, um, you know it could be experienced by a lot of people because they can compare themselves to other people because of the spread of
Mm.
social media and those images of happy people on social media, and back in the days,
It's
perhaps you didn't know how lonely you were because you didn't know how happy everybody else was. I don't know.
or how happy everyone else pretended to be.
Pretended to be, of course. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, that's woof. That's
Heavy
one way to
stuff.
start the stream, buddy. Thanks a lot. Now it's
Well,
we're gonna
it can
go
only
with
go
some.
up from this one, right? So yeah,
Right, exactly.
good thing that nobody's
Yeah,
watching our
have
streams
I
yet.
have no
Yeah,
answer to that
no.
modern phenomena. But I mean, maybe someone like Monstral Sling would say that that was a problem before too. We're just more aware of it now. I don't know. I
Could
think
be,
it's exacerbated
could be.
by certain modern technologies for sure.
Mm.
As much as there's the stereotypical web developer who like refuses to use web products.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes I find myself drawn to that sort of Luddite aesthetic,
Mm.
for sure.
But I'm happy that over the years, I live my life, of course, with my family and with my friends and so on. But I'm very fortunate that my professional life is something that I also enjoy, right? I think my father told me once that if you're lucky in life, when I was a kid, he
Mm,
said that if you're lucky, you will actually end up working with something that you love.
Hmm.
And I consider myself lucky because I really, really enjoy programming and developing digital products, services. Thinking about how 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 software and technology can improve business or life quality or whatever, right? So that's one thing. But the second thing is that technology helps me to be social and do it in a social context, like you and I. I mean, you're across the
Yeah,
on the other side of the country in Stockholm, whereas I'm
yeah.
in Gothenburg, and we can collaborate. And you've heard me tell you this story. Me and Raoul, a friend of mine, worked for several years, and he was based in
Hmm.
South Africa. We've only met once, um, actually in real
Crazy.
life,
Yeah, that's so
after like
crazy.
thousands and thousands of pair programming hours, right? So I think that
Yeah. Huh.
there are things you can do even if you're remote. Pandemic, the COVID pandemic showed us that you can still collaborate, you can still function.
Yeah.
Badly sometimes, but you can adjust, and then the human race is
Hmm.
adjustable. Anyways, sorry about that.
Yeah. No, it's
Uh,
good.
let's let's talk about today's topics.
Yeah, we have two goals. I think last on the last stream we said, protected routes. We did a partial implementation, but one that doesn't really scale, I think. So I went ahead over the weekend and did a little bit of coding on this parallel project of morning pages, and I implemented kind of in line with a few tutorials that are out there, how to do protected routes using React Router version 6,
Mhm.
so the current iteration, and it works nicely. So I think we can first have a quick look at that, talk through it, and then code it into the Art Nouveau.
Mhm.
And the second point, we also mentioned that we needed to do some styling. I don't think we mentioned Chakra UI
We did not.
in the
We did
last
not.
stream. You probably noticed that I was using React Semantic UI for the morning pages, but we're going to stray a little bit and try this Chakra UI out.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's the order for the day, right?
Mhm. And
Yeah.
so uh, I know that so what happened with Chakra? Why did we choose Chakra UI? We're probably
Mm.
gonna talk about this more in detail later
Yeah.
on, but you know, something showed up in my
Your
flow
feed.
love network feed. Yeah, feed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm being fed by various algorithms. Uh, uh, but yeah, a webinar by GitHub showed up in my feed with the founder and I think tech lead of Chakra UI, and I gave it a 20 half an hour of my time,
Hmm.
and it seems like an interesting solution to the styling issues or problems. Um, and a kind of interesting, you know, group of people behind Chakra UI, interesting concepts. And
Hmm.
so we kind of I send it your way, and I think we're in agreement that it's interesting enough to give it a shot, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're
Uh,
agile. Giving something a shot does not cost us that much.
it does not. It does not.
Hmm.
So, but let's start with the protected routes. And you mentioned that you implemented a
Yeah, yeah.
little
If
bit
you
of
if
that.
you pull up my
Yeah.
screen, we can have a little bit of a look. So
And this is the morning pages project, right?
this is the morning pages client, and what I did is I wrote a very similar test to the one that we wrote together in the last stream, Thomas,
Hmm.
which I stored in a file that I called "User Can Navigate the Application." And the most important part here is that um, I basically do a CY visit to a route
Hmm.
that should not be accessible to a visitor. I've used the nomenclature here of a user as someone who is authenticated as a user, and a visitor just doesn't have a token, is not authenticated,
Yep.
is not stored as a user in application state. So we both have local storage going on, and we have application state going on. So that's the rub. Um, I've already implemented this, so you have to take my word for it. I'll fire up Cypress in a second, but
Hmm.
this is going green right now. And the way it's going green is that if we look inside my source directory and inside app.jsx, you will see that on line 10, I'm importing something called protected route, which is a component. It's a custom component that I wrote, but I think it's kind of the standard to call it that. Credit where credit is due. I did follow a tutorial for this that we can link to. But basically, what this allows me to do instead of our solution from Friday is to wrap everything, wrap this parent route, you see, call it, give it the element of protected route. I'm not giving it a path. I don't have to because it's in the routes object. And then I have all these nested ones. Now, I don't know if you remember from a few streams ago, in React Router v6, probably in prior versions too, if you nest a route, you need something called an outlet. And an outlet is what renders the child, the children, basically. So let's head over, and please don't make fun of how my components directory is organized insofar as it is not organized. It will be one day, but we're interested in protected route. Like, what does this look like? It's a React component. We're grabbing React. We're grabbing use selector. That's how I'm handling whether or not the current user is set. It's grabbing navigate, and most importantly, outlet. Navigate we experimented with last time. That is a component wrapper for use navigate, the React Router hook. And I'm grabbing a toast because I like toast. No, I like toast notifications. So what it does is that it takes a couple of optional parameters here. I mean, children is baked into React, right? But I can say I can set a redirect path. It's now set to default to login, which is not so clever. I can set a custom notification message, but if it's just being called, I'm getting a please log in or create an account message, which kind of pairs with the standard login. So what does it do? Well, we load in the current user from state, nothing fancy here. Then we have a little check, right? If there is nothing in current user, warn us and navigate us to where we need to be. And then it's looking to see if any children are passed in. If children are passed in, like a nested route, then it's going to render the children. If not, we're grabbing the outlet, which then relies on the React router nesting.
Hold on. I have a question, so I understand. Go back to that.
Yeah, hit me.
Right. So children. Will the child be? What will the child?
If I.
So I basically what I wonder about is what is the difference between a child and when is the outlet being rendered? Yeah, I think that's what I mean.
In this example, all of these, as I understand it, but maybe this is for some picking apart, all of these will be outlet. But if I want to create a route that's not nested in here and take advantage of just not using the login, let's say that we had a whole different part of the application that was like
okay, so you could say something like route and then path, whatever. If we just let's trade that.
Yeah, so I could say, I don't know, so path, and let's say that we had something called like admin login,
right?
And we wanted a different message to be rendered there. Then I would wrap this.
Well, I wonder.
Well, you know what I could do? I could do it this way. I could say element equals 2, and then an object. And what I could do is I could wrap protected route
and then something else. Right, and then something. Yeah, that would be the child.
Something. And here, right. So now I'm just getting children.
Yeah, this would be the child of this one, right? And then you can pass in props to the child as well, probably, right? Yeah. Or do you? Yeah. So the question is, if you want to pass in like a custom message, for instance, right?
I would say post message equals to welcome back or
Right.
whatever. Please log in, or please log in to the admin
Yeah.
portal. Something to
Yeah.
indicate that you're in a different
Okay. Okay.
place. So as you know, you should accuse me of feature creep because I don't
Yeah, I
have.
was just about to do that. I was just about to do that.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a premature optimization in the protected route component, because
Yeah.
your this ternary, when you ask for children, uh,
Yeah.
is not being hit because we don't use
I'm
it this way, right?
inclined to agree, and so the solution,
Would be just to
boom,
remove this
boom,
and remove line
and
9,
then
right?
remove this as well,
Right, exactly.
and format the
Yeah,
code.
but it's, I mean, it's a very, very, you know, it's not that much of feature creep. It's, totally understand that you have it.
It's not a mortal sin,
It's
but
not a
it's a
model thing.
sin
Yeah,
nevertheless.
yeah. But I got it now. I understand
um,
more, because
so
that ternary put me off track a little bit.
yeah,
But now I,
it threw me as well until
yeah.
we just had this discussion. No, I'm kidding. But I do think this this is reasonable to include in this pull request.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Um,
and if you compare this to what we did, it's, the way I look at the code and I look at the structure of this protected route component, it resembles a lot what we did in that
yeah,
particular component that was supposed to be protected,
yes, it does.
but it uses the wrap, as it can be used as a wrapper. So,
Yeah,
I
we
let
only have a little bit of refactoring to do, but I would say this scales
I think so too. I think so.
much better,
So,
much better.
since you came up with this, why don't you pull up the Art Nouveau project and that PR, and
With
you can re-implement this.
pleasure. I just have to remember where I saved it. Is it here? Oh yeah. But do I have the latest? Is the question.
But there is a PR pending, so you can always pull from me.
Yeah, and you're working on.
Uh, Hubba. Where am
Let's not be. Let's not be. Oops. Let's not be too academic. I'll just go, of course, to GitHub, Craft
I? Yeah,
Academy, Art
exactly. You'll
Nouveau,
figure it
and
out.
have a look. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So there is a PR pending. It is from me. Ads failing URL change spec on redirect, but it has
Most of my commits, right?
yeah, and it is project show view.
Yeah.
So if I do git pull Thomas project, really? Oh, but I just fetched on you. You Why would I not get autocomplete here? Let's try one more time. Get pull Thomas.
Did you fetch me? Yeah.
Yeah, I did just now. Show view. Let's see what this does.
Do git remote.
Fetch Thomas. Git remote -v. It is the right one. Yeah. Did you push to me? You pushed to me, of course. Git
Yeah, I
log
pushed to
dash
you.
dash
Right. Yeah, yeah,
one line. So I might need to pull from my origin. Let's
yeah,
just
yeah,
be
yeah.
sure. Yeah. So I'll do a git pull origin project show view. Okay, everything is fine. Let's fire up Cypress and let's open up the code. Once we get our new, there we go, our new bash profile. And let's see, make that a little bit bigger. And of course, Cypress is being fired up in the background, so a little bit of a lag. We will live, we will live. Okay, let me close all of these, close all the folders, and we will hop over to app.jsx just to peek what it looks like. Right, we do have our restricted thing here, but we don't have any protected routes. what do we do?
I think
We
that yeah, exactly. I think that
Is it in projects that we read in? No.
what is the
Is it
reader?
in?
Yeah, how? So the test should be stay the same, right? I don't see any
Yeah,
reason to.
here we go. It is in project view that we do this. So we're
Right.
basically in the component, we send the user packing. We send the visitor packing in order to use the same lingo if they are not authenticated. How are you doing, Cypress? What's going on here? Okay, you're starting a development server. Good job.
You're not on 17 or anything like I usually am.
Not I, no. But it's better to show rather than tell. Look, not even installed. Only 14 and 16 installed.
Okay, good.
That's fine. So, ooh, I didn't yarn. Haha.
All right.
I didn't have React Router. Okay, that's interesting. But that's easily solved. I'm just yarning right now, and we'll see if poor Cypress will get what it needs. So getting some nice emoji decorated messages here. Getting some packages. Well, in the meantime, well, let's look. So right now it's in project. We want all of this stuff to happen in app.jsx. I will go ahead and just create the detected routes.
Right.
Route JSX. I might do a little Royal Air Force Central Europe in there. Of course, takes a second. All right, but here we are. And I can import it in app.jsx. Nothing weird there. Route. Oh, that didn't work. Yes, it did. Okay. How are you doing, Cypress? How are you doing? Oh, yeah. And we're getting a warning. So that looks very promising. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, we said we were going to refactor these. And we need an all as well. But we're interested in the project details, right? Because that's the one that should be protected.
Yeah.
So, indeed, by the end of today, this will look different. And this is the one we're interested in. You can't do that. That's excellent. So we're basically doing a refactoring. In our protected route, we need to grab a few things. We need to grab link from React Router DOM.
Mm.
And we need to grab, or is it navigate actually? It's probably navigate. Let's grab navigate instead. And we need to grab
the outlet, right?
Outlet. Yes, thank you. There you go. And I also need to grab use selector from our friends over at React Redux. So let's do that first. We're going to say const. Is it current user? We called it. I think so.
It is. It is. It is.
The use selector, which takes two arguments, state, and state. We call it .user, right?
Yep.
Memory
User.
serves.
Yeah.
State
Yeah, and then you
user.
destruct that.
And so here, very similar deal. We'll just do an if statement, and we'll say, if there's no such thing as current user, why don't you return do I have to do this as a, no, navigate, I can. And I want to give it path, and it should probably be, but no, how did we do it? Let me
did
look
add
in
the
the
restricted
project.
thingy, right?
Navigate to /restricted, yes. navigate to /restricted. So that's extremely similar to,
Yeah.
what we have here, except we're doing it as a one-liner.
Yeah. Now you can comment this one out, probably, right?
Yeah. Yes, I can. But not quite done yet, of course, because we haven't used our outlet yet, right? So we basically want to return the outlet if this is not triggered, right? So that we get whatever's coming down the pipeline, which means this is now commented out. We have to get rid of a few things, which feels good. Protected route looks good. So what I need to do, say, hey, route, and I want it to be written the normal way, and I want to say element. I'm going to skip the path, right? Which takes then selected route as its wrapper, and then I'm going to move this down to here. I'll leave, of course, restricted as not protected. That makes sense. And so we should technically end up here just as we were, even without cleaning up those extra imports of application state inside of the project component. But don't take my word for it. All right, that's promising. But now we got a you can't do that on authenticated user. Oh, I like that. Of course we do, and it's because I protected
Everything.
root, but I don't need to do that. I can move this here.
Right.
And now is the question: do I need to? No, this should work. Now, there's an argument to be said that we should nest projects ID inside of this route.
That's going to be a bit tricky.
It's, yeah.
Well, no. Well, hold on.
Not so tricky.
No.
But I don't think there's a reason to do it. Anyway.
No, because this is a landing page. I mean, we're also gonna. I mean, the view that the user sees when he visits this.
Oh, I'm not saying that this should be protected. I'm saying that that this could be a parent route, and then that protected route lives inside of here. But let's first of all get this working, because right now, oh, there we go. It was just a bit slow. Right. Okay. So we did go green, meaning that we have successfully protected this route. So let me just do a little bit of cleanup, which is don't need you. We don't need you.
The navigate can go on line
and
3.
Then we don't need navigate, and we don't need use selector. Why are you there? Okay, now it didn't gray out immediately. It was just my computer being slow. Rerun the tests, right? Because I just made changes. And Okay. Oh, this really, this is just my machine yelling at me.
Oh.
I hope. Let's see how much, because I think we're working with not a ton. Okay. I need to free up some memory. Let me just let this run, and then I'm gonna free up some memory.
Sure.
Yeah, 300 megabytes of RAM is not.
Ouch.
It's not going to cut it. Ouchies.
No.
Ouchies.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to have to take over in a minute. Basically, this thing is what we're looking at here. But we can, while that's going on, ask ourselves. I mean, given that we only have restricted, You know, it's like, would you consider this to be hard coding? A
I don't know if the
given that we
naming.
only
So, how did you solve it in the morning
I'll
pages?
show you. I'll show you. Oh yeah, sorry. The protected route has a redirect path argument, which by default is set to /login. So, you know, I already had basically this welcome page where there's a sign up and a sign in and a sign
Gotcha.
up component and blah, blah, blah. And so I wanted to use that, right? So I said, okay, by default, you're going to land there. If you look inside app.jsx, oh, I had it open already. You can see that, you know, I basically say login is. I also need to change this because now notice that root is here, right? It's protected. It's going to take you to login, meaning that every time a non-registered user visits the application, they end up in welcome. So I think, I mean, look, this is depends on what kind of platform you're building. I think that we, in the beginning, as like trying to acquire more users, we have to give more morsels to beginning for Art Nouveau, you know. So I think the argument that to not redirect someone from the root page is a better one. I think this is not the solution for Art Nouveau.
Let's,
so I would,
you know, if we looked at the Art Nouveau, let's keep it. Let's just keep it the way it is, that it's restricted, because the only thing we are doing here is just is saying, you know, you can't do that, right? That's hard coded. If you look at the restricted route, sorry, it's the restricted route component.
Yeah, this is it.
Right. Right. So you know what? We could render this. The only thing this guy is doing is to render. So can you render this in the restricted route JSX instead? Like,
oh,
because I can't really see why we should have two components. So instead of,
I like where your head's at. Let's find out.
so you don't navigate. You just render this, right? Yeah.
Which means that on my slow computer, I now need to do a reload again. I should have just put an it.only on. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
Let's make my computer's burden a bit lighter and do. Okay, I'm on. Oof. I'm so sorry.
Right.
It.only here and reload this. And yeah, I mean, because that will simplify our protected route component quite a bit
for now. And then if when complexity, when we have some strategy for what should happen, is it to we don't even have a login thing here, right? So
we do not.
No. So yeah,
we do not. And oh dear Lord. Okay, there we go. No, we don't. I am this far from running out after this session and buying a little NUC or something to stream from. Okay, but we went green.
What's the red stuff? Nice. What's the red stuff?
The red stuff is the GET request that didn't work. So let's see here.
Whoa.
Oh, are we? If we're in strict mode, it does render components twice. But let's make sure and see what happens. Let me. Is that big? Can I launch this a bit? Yeah. All right. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you not be?
You know what?
You know. Wait. Let's see just what the console says. Get, and let's look at the test again. We have a visit application first, and in our visit application command, what do? We intercept projects. and then we visit. So what should be happening here is that we visit application, we look at projects, and then we add a,
Oh, because the when you do visit, right? When we do visit projects,
yeah.
well,
Wait a minute, where do we actually click on the read more?
we don't do that in that particular test. Do we?
No, we don't.
We
We're
go
just
directly. If you
navigating, right?
look at line 48, we directly navigate to that. Is that is the problem, right?
Well, I mean, we need to
You need
test,
to
we
have an
need to do a
interceptor.
direct navigate because that's the better way of testing the
I
route,
know,
right?
but you also need
Um,
to.
but the thing is that read more doesn't render here, right?
Yeah. So that's what we're
So
testing
what's
for.
happening here is that we're doing this projects index that gets hit. Actually, let's look at routes. Why is this one red? They're both intercepted, both calls. I would say we've maybe found a.
I don't think so. Because we has it. No, what the hell is that? A font thing? What is that? You see, you get a red stuff on localhost 3000.
Oh, this
What is that?
this is internal. Oh, fonts, fire code.
No, it's projects. Okay, no. That's yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not it.
yeah. No. If I just
You know,
reload
push it
again.
up and I pull it down. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I will.
itching. I'm itching. My fingers are itching.
Eh. Well, I'm only doing this because your computer's running better. Oh, why?
Yeah,
Why did I
exactly.
do that?
That's. I didn't want to say that, because I don't want to put it.
Um. All right. So I do need to add, right, because we added the protected route. So I add all the files. And then we'll do a little commit message. This is protected routes, so I'm going to use the passport control emoji. And adds protected route component. Fancy. It push origin project show view. Yeah, you can go ahead and pull from me.
All right. So let's switch over to me, and we're just gonna do git pull. Oh, sorry, git pull max project show view. There we go. Just do yarn to be on the safe side, and we use 16. What is it? 13? Is it 16, 13?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, and then we do yarns. Well, first we open this up, and then we do. Then we just do yarn Cypress. Right. Right, let's have a look. There we go. Look, it opened in my own. In the right. That's the first. Never happened before. That it opened on the right.
I think it's divine intervention. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's never happened to me either, so I'm very jelly.
Okay.
Yeah, I did leave the dot only in there.
Yeah, but I'm
so
not
you're
getting
not
any
getting
red
the
stuff.
red. Wait, expand it. This little you can, yeah. Hey, so it's green. I don't know.
I hate when this shit happens,
Oh, me too.
Because we should be getting the same thing as you did, and I'm not getting any errors whatsoever. Why am I not getting that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I get a red color on the one of the two requests. It's not.
Yeah, I got you.
Or is it? No, I don't know.
We're green across the board. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Let's. You know
right.
what? Let's leave it at that. Let's just.
Yeah.
I mean.
But see if you want. I go back to to the actual component protected routes, and you just make sure that I didn't leave anything. I left some things that are not needed anymore. Navigate, you don't need navigate
Okay.
anymore. So clean that up. That's a nice little component.
Yeah. So what's your take on these extra line breaks? Do you like them, or would you prefer this?
Well,
it's a readability thing, right?
I think the line breaks are really nice when the component is doing something a little bit more ambitious, maybe.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know.
How did we deal
I
with
don't know.
this here? We don't have anything here.
No.
I don't know. Yeah. Here we have line breaks, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep
but
them.
It's a much longer
Let's
component. You know, on the other project, I've been following the code climate's 25 line maximum pretty strictly. It's a pain.
It is, right.
But it does make for much easier components to read. I mean, I can't argue with that. So I understand the logic, and I like it. I like it. I do like the way it looks. And it does feel very clever when you're, extracting individual parts to a form, etc.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. That's a weird thing. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess, right?
Yeah. But here, we're at 16 lines. Let's, you can give your eyes some breathing room. That's okay.
Let's keep them, right? So I don't have to do anything here. Git status.
You would do because you got rid of the navigate import that we don't need.
Okay, git CIAM cleans up unused imports. Whoops. Oh God.
Cleans. CIAM. We have an aggressive seagull in my apartment building that's been attacking the residents.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a pain.
Yeah, well, it's the very tail end of their gestation period, I think, for their young ones. So he should calm down next month. But he's been like, he sweeps down at you. It's kind of. Scary,
no, but seagulls are, here in Gothenburg, seagulls are a little bit of a problem from time to time.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, we are kind of good to go. Let's just pull this open. So we probably
change the title. Yeah.
Right. Let's have a look. No. Okay. No. How does that work again? Here it is. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Nouveau. There we go. This is the project. You can see individual project. This is the one we're working on at the moment, right? So we're just gonna move this one over here.
Right. And I can change it to ready for review, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the title of this guy.
Yeah.
Why can't I do that? Are you doing something here now?
No. I am not. No.
Well. So.
Oh wait, maybe I don't know.
Well. Okay, so I'm gonna do ready for review.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna add. Now I can change this, right? So I will just change this this title to user can see individual project, right? Yeah, and then I'm just gonna link. Can I link to this? How can I link to this view?
You can edit the comments. Yeah, you could probably add the link there.
Oh, okay. So it complains about the
British versus American English. Either is fine as long as we don't mix and match.
Reference and issue pull request. Right. So we can. But what? I'm not getting a good hang on this. Like if I want to reference this, the only thing it does, it adds this @ sign, the F. Right.
Well, I think actually if you just do the @ sign and you do 7, it's going to be automatic. So try that. Try the add 7,
Update
update the
comment.
comment, and
No.
if you nope,
No.
I was
No.
so wrong. Never mind.
No. Oh. So okay. You know, my memory is good, but very short.
Yeah,
Have
mine
a
too.
short. So it's not an issue, right? Yet. This. Yeah. Let's update this one. Let's head over to issues. These are closed already, right? So should we update this one to convert this one to an issue on the Art Nouveau thingy? Because then we can reference it. Right. And then,
yes.
right. So here, if we go to open, we should see this one now. But I don't know if this is, fuck, I haven't really figured out the workflow yet, to be 100% honest.
Ditto.
So,
I mean, we were.
because I need to add a description to this one. Edit this one and then this. Yeah. So now I can addresses this one, right? So, and now we're referencing this, and then we can see this when this is an issue. Now I can
You can get to the user story.
right.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But
sure.
in terms, we have 11 change file. Both of us worked on this, so it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
We have
but
this
since
visit
I opened it, maybe
application.
it would be
Right. So I should be the one
to
project
say either go back or LGTM.
Yeah. We remove this example. JSON is removed. React right? Yeah. Protected route restrict. So do we still use this? Do we have this still? Are we using this?
We do. In app JSX, yeah. We need restricted because otherwise we won't be able to online.
No, we don't need that. We said that the protected route is doing this.
Yeah, you're right. We never hit it.
Yeah, no. So we can remove this one.
Right, but wait a minute. If you remove it, the URL restricted. Go to app.jsx again.
We don't use that anymore.
Do we have any tests that check for that?
Nope.
Maybe not. We're just checking for bodies, so we're good. Yeah. You're right.
So we're gonna delete this guy.
Yeah.
We are going into the app.jsx, and we're gonna remove this.
Yeah.
But this is a wild.
I guess.
Yeah. No, but
it's a wild card. So, but we're not testing for that yet, so it's kind of out of scope.
No. And we also I'm gonna remove these fragments. We don't need those fragments because the routes is the first one that is being hit. Yeah, this is simpler. This is what we need.
Yep.
Here.
Scale it down. So it can scale up.
Exactly. So we saw that. That's good. We removed that. That's awesome. Let's have a look. Use location is okay because we do state project. We have the safe operators here, which is like, you know, not 100% sure about that.
Yeah, it's a little bit ugly, huh?
And also, why am
but occasionally,
yeah, I probably need I need to remove this because we never used this. This was just used for as a placeholder. But right, we use this safe operator because we want to be able to navigate directly to that route in test environment.
Yeah, and sometimes
if I remove them now, the test will error out.
I mean, you have to fire up Cypress anyway. You've made enough changes to merit another run, I think.
Let's just remove this from here.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who are watching us work like this is an example of pair programming, and I think For some people, this might feel a little bit counterintuitive, but I just want to say that you catch so many things when you discuss code, and you are not in a hurry, and paying attention to details is extremely important, because otherwise you accumulate massive amount of technical debt over time. If you keep on fixing stuff while you work, then you keep your code clean. Natsak is a viewer that is following us. Yeah, Natsak, that's a cool, yeah. Anyway, Natsak says hi, so we're saying hi back. How you doing? Right. I'm probably gonna, you know what? I'm gonna add this all cy.js. Okay, is that all right? To run all the tests.
Oh, you should absolutely do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then you need to do a couple of things in order to get that running. Which is that once you've added first import the 2 files in there. So just an import. Well, but yeah,
but
not even.
Yeah. Okay,
no, just import. Yeah, you don't need anything like that. And then the second one as well. Yeah, but what you need to do is to head over to Cypress config.js, which lives in root.
Yep.
Now we're going to have some fun. So after Chrome Web Security false, but still inside this end-to-end setting,
yep.
You're going to add a new key, which is exclude spec pattern. It should you should see it in a second. Yep. There it is. Yeah. You set that to we're going to do a ternary. It's process.env.ci with CI in capital letters, and then .ci question mark then for the ternary. And the first object is an array. Actually, it's an array.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's an array, and inside the array there's a string, and the string is the path to our new all CYJS. So it's Cypress /e2e /all.cy.js, and then the other. So after this, the colon, and then just an empty array.
Okay.
Yeah. And
right.
That's it. That's it. Now we are excluding
yeah, we changed that. Yeah, if we run CI test on continuous integration. Sure thing. Gotcha. And we are going all green on this one, so that's good.
Yeah.
Let's do this in this terminal actually. Right, we deleted that, so git CI/am.
For deleted, you need to manually add.
Oh, right.
Yeah, or manually.
Right, so git CI/am cleans up unused component and imports, because we cleaned up the app.js in app.jsx, and then adds run all run all specs method, or file.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a hack, but I guess it's a method.
Run all spec hack. We're going to actually say that. Run all specs hack.
Ouch. Yeah. All right. Shots fired.
Yeah. But it's. I mean, at least
it's pretty
honest.
Big. Yeah.
We're being honest.
Yeah.
Right. So we're just gonna git push this now, right, to you.
Yeah.
Right. And should I? Wife leaving the house. Hey, the wife. Right. We're not actually wife and we're not married. So how do you say that in English? Is the Swedish Sambo thing?
It's I think they refer to you as living in sin.
And that's funny. Side story. I come from Poland originally. I was born in Poland. That was ages ago,
Hmm.
and in Polish, the Swedish version of sambo, which is like living together
Yeah,
without being
live
married,
together.
like
Yeah.
living in sin, is actually legally called concubinat.
Oof.
Yeah. So Jessica is
Concubinage.
technically
Wow.
my concubine, which
Yeah.
is in other culture referred to as mistress.
Right.
Right. She's not my mistress. She's my life partner.
Yeah.
But the first time I heard it, I'm just blown away. Why would they use that particular word for that? But it
Concubinage.
might, be connected to that they are like a Catholic kind of thing, country and so
Possibly.
on.
Possibly.
Anyway, right.
Yeah.
So we push that up to you. Yeah, but what I should probably do is, I don't know if this is an overkill, but where's our scripts? There it is. Right, we do not have a CI run,
Oh, out of scope.
so we just added that thingy out of the
Well,
Cypress
no, because
config.
we can run all of them when we're manually testing. That's fine.
I know, but I'm
So
saying that this was potentially out of scope.
oh, I see.
Now
Yeah,
we're
you're
being way
right.
too strict on
But we will
ourselves.
forget it if we don't have it
I
now.
know, I know. But just
We will.
full transparency. We
Yeah,
should always be honest to against
yeah,
each other and ourselves.
and the code.
But this is actually a good example. I don't want to prolong this discussion, but it's like you do something and you just go, "Oh, I have to do this." But the thing is that
You
you don't
don't.
always
Yeah.
have to do things, right? It's so
Yeah.
easy to just get caught up and based on experience or based on I don't know. Sometimes cargo called programming because it says so in the docs. You just do it without really understanding
Hmm.
why. This is an
Hmm.
example of a very little thing that we did that we didn't have to do uh,
Hmm.
at this point. Anyhow, let's head back to that. Where is that? Here it is. So we're going to refresh. And we have, well, now we have 12 change files. Yeah, because
It's growing.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, because they count changes, deletions as changes. Right. So we're good on this. We're good on this. Project items first. Right. We're good on this route. Projects. This is a protected route. This is nice. I like this. This is nice. This is a good solution. Um, and we have
Yeah.
this. Right, and it still passes. Or is it? I forgot. That was what I was supposed to do, and I totally forgot.
Yeah.
I totally forgot what I'm supposed to
Right,
do.
but I saw you running all of them, and
Yeah, but
it looked pretty green. Just click focus. Click on
yeah, there it is.
for that.
Shit. So I pushed up too early. Because let's just
Hey,
run
that's
this.
life. You can push several times.
Yeah. So
Can you
because
get rid of the other safe navigator
yeah, exactly.
operators?
That's
Yeah.
that's
I guess the argument against them is that, like, if you have them,
mm,
bad code could go green.
good.
But if you don't use them, you force yourself to writing more robust error handling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
at least configure your Cypress tests correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. And so yeah. So if you don't need it, then don't do it. Yeah, don't use them.
Yeah.
You should never have to use them.
Yeah.
It is considered code
I mean, I
smell
think
as we yeah.
the reason I started using them was because I was a beginner and I would do a dot map over some fetched data, and whatever that object would instantiate as undefined instead of just an empty array, and I would get errors. So then the easiest solution was to put in a question mark. It's not the right one, but it's tempting.
Yeah.
So, but we will not be tempted. We will try to get rid of all of those.
Oh shit! There we go. Oh, come on. Right. And people go like, could you just go on and merge this
Go
shit so we can go
merge.
in
Yeah.
into the styling stuff. But no, you can't do
No, no,
things
no.
like that.
It's
Or
the good
can you? I
stuff.
don't know. Perhaps you can. So okay, we've spent an hour on this. We just hit the 1 hour mark, so we need to get this merged, and we need to move over to the Chakra UI thing. This is good
Hmm.
stuff. This looks good to me. It looks awesome to me. It looks good to me.
All right.
And we're just gonna approve this guy, submit this, um, and we're gonna squash and merge. Right.
Yep.
Here we go. Is there a right? Oh shit!
One
I need
day.
to fix this.
One day. One day.
Graphic
All
animator.
in due time.
Yeah. Right.
And
Good
I'll go
stuff.
ahead and close the issue, I guess.
Yeah. You
Can
do
I
that.
do that from, like, if I pull this to done? Here, if you switch over to my screen for a second. Like I'm in the Art Nouveau projects, right? Project, sorry, on GitHub. And we have this little, I guess it's a modal that pops up. And
You know
15
what?
minutes.
I think you should just drag it to the next column.
I know, that's what I want to do. But in my best life, like, it's still, like, if I click on this, right? Like, it says open, and it says open because if I follow the link, I end up on the pull request, which has been merged. Okay, and is there an issue link
Yes,
somewhere?
solved. No, this is the issue. No, is this the PR?
I think that, look, it says open here. Wait, okay, I'm just going to reload. Just going to reload, see what happens. But I have a theory that, yeah, so it's still going to say open. So if I go into the issues, which is like, this is Craft Academy Art Nouveau, go into issues. If I actually just close this now, it's going to take a second. A little put request, all right. And here, I'll give you the, yeah, so now I closed the issue on the Art Nouveau repo, and it updated on the project's display dashboard. Nah, okay. You want to go straight into it? How are you feeling?
We good to go, right? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. All right. So let me. So we're closing the book on the protected routes. We're gonna move over to some styling, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the other day, and as I was saying in the beginning of the stream, the other day, YouTube stream popped up in my flow that was titled "Design Your Own Design System with Chakra UI." So
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a shot and found it really interesting. So what we see here on screen is just the start screen of that particular stream. Sage is the creator of Chakra UI, and Nikolov Lazar, who is the guy that did most of the talking. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the other two girls are the hosts of this stream, whether they come from, well, Black Girls, A Girl Bites, and Patchy Coats. I don't know really who they are. I don't remember. But the thing is that this was really interesting. I'm actually gonna link to this in the chat if you guys
Cool.
wanna take a look at this stream or this webinar later. Now, Chakra UI is presented as a simple, modular, and accessible component library that it gives you the building blocks that you need to build React applications. So
Wonderful.
I thought this might not be a bad thing to try. And it was also created in. I mean, one of the guys is from where?
Nigeria.
Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Future Tech Hub. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, fucking yeah. And I know
Yeah.
that an Agile Ventures, which is the charity and the programming community that we are both members of, we have some members from Nigeria, worked with great developers from Nigeria over the years. So I'm excited. Anyway, right. So the idea is that we do this, or we implement this on this little project of ours, Art Nouveau. So let's do that. So I'm just going to clear this up. I'm going to check out the main branch. No, development, right? Right. We have development as the default branch, and so I'm going to get pull upstream development and get the latest code. I'm just going to do yarn to be sure that we have the latest updates. And I'm thinking I create a new branch here. It will be called Chakra UI, right?
Mhm.
Right? Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
We don't have a feature for this. We don't have a chore for this.
Now we do
What?
have something in the in our projects table. We did make a little styling thing. So if you, yeah, I put it in progress. I moved it over, and I put
Oh,
some lipstick on it.
okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, then that's
yeah, and I linked to Chakra UI. What's interesting, actually, Thomas, open that up and notice that you can convert to issue on the lower right hand side.
yeah.
What happens?
I did that
We
in the
did this
previous.
already, but I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah.
So we need to convert this to an issue on the. Okay, so here's the deal. From what I
Yeah.
understand, without prolonging this too much, we created this project as a general project in the entire
Yeah.
on the entire organization, Craft Academy at this point.
Yeah.
We're gonna rename this to Nomads of Code later. But anyway, and now we can work with different repos.
Which is nice.
From this project, right? Because we will work. That's the reason we did that, if I remember correctly. Right now we're working on the client, but we will start working on the API side and some microservices or whatever.
Yeah.
So we need access to multiple repositories. So we can manage stories and features in this project that relates to different code bases.
Yeah.
So
right.
I'm going to convert this to the Art Nouveau, which is, by the way, not a very good name. We should probably rename this to Art Nouveau Client.
Yeah.
Probably, but that will come later. And so that's what we're going to do. And now we can reference this from both sides, from this side to a PR, and from the other side to issues. From the PR side to an issue, and so on. So this is what we need to do. We have this.
Okay.
Outstanding. Good stuff. Right. So, yeah, if I open up this thing here, we're good to go. We have the latest code. I can see on my lower corner that I am on the Chakra UI branch in this in my VS Code. So I'm good to go. All right. So there is some documentation on this Chakra UI how to add this framework to an existing project. And apparently, so because Chakra UI comes as a template for a Create React app. So if you create a new project, you can use that out of the box. But we already have a project, so we need to implement this manually. So basically, we want to install Chakra UI React, which is the main package, and then we need this emotion React and then emotion styled, and also framer motion. And I would love to know what they do for me. So I'm actually, so these are probably just icons and stuff, but I need to know what this framer motion does before we install it. So So bear with me.
Animation library.
Right. So we're just gonna check this out. Framer Motion. It's an open source production ready library that is designed for all creative developers. And you know, we are creative developers, right? It feels like they're talking
and
about
we need
us.
production ready.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got so overwhelmed by this. No, I'm kidding. Right. No. So there's nothing else to say rather than we
I mean, well, we can say look at the weekly downloads. We can say look at the last published. I mean, it looks like this is very much actively maintained.
Yeah. And apparently Chakra UI depends on it, so we're probably gonna need it. All right. So let's just take a look at what is emotion style. And you know, people might think that you're so anal. Why are you checking everything? Because you know you don't want to install shit that you don't know what it is, right? Well, that was the. Oh, so it's style components, right? So it's.
I see.
Nothing else to say about that.
Yeah,
I used this before.
Okay.
But then we can just check what is emotion react, because that was also a dependency.
It was.
Yeah, and our viewers are sick and tired of us because we're losing them. No, but no, never mind. You have to.
Come on, we got to be thorough.
You have to be thorough, right?
Yeah.
Simple styling in React. All right. Okay. All right. Whatever. So we're just gonna do this. Actually, we're gonna be a little bit lazy and just install these dependencies. Right. Okay. So while this is installing, what we need to do apparently is to import the Chakra provider and then wrap the app component around this Chakra provider thing. And
hey, notice that they also, just like you like to do, changed app.js to app.jsx as opposed to what renders normally in Create React App, and they've even done it for index.js.
Yeah, they did. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But they still use function keyword. You see that?
Yeah, that's. I mean, a lot of people do that. Yeah. I know.
Anyway,
we use the fat arrow. That's fine.
Yeah. Let's head over to our app.jsx. No, index.js. Sorry. And we're just gonna say Chakra provider. Right. Browser router. Right. So the question here is, and this is always an issue for me, where right. I mean, we are already using the provider.
From
Redis, and then we have the browser router. Yeah, so I'm just gonna.
I would.
Here?
I would.
Or no?
I would almost just try it around app. I don't know.
Without the browser router?
Yeah, because does that affect links? It should probably be outside of browser router.
Yeah, let's do this here. Right. Yes. So yeah. Okay. So let's fire up the the Cypress runner and see if it has had any impact on our application yet. You know, up until now we just used raw HTML, which was
glorious.
Yeah.
Right. The only honest form of web development.
No. Let's run all, for the sake of it. And it does have an impact, you see?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Right.
Just pop open the console. I'm sure we're not getting any warnings, but sometimes these styling libraries will not play nicely with the React strict mode.
Well, no. Come on, that was not what I wanted to do. What? Yeah, okay. Failed to load this, the favicon. No, we're good to go.
No, that's fine. Okay, great. Because
Right.
I will say this, like semantic UI and Cypress, they don't always see
Eye to
eye to
eye.
eye on everything. Yeah,
Okay.
it can
Well,
get a little messy.
looks like we're good to go. All
Yeah,
right.
so far so good.
So, but the only change that happened was that
Yeah,
we're not using Times New Roman anymore, and apparently,
it's styled none for the list items.
yeah, and yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty standard these
and on
days.
the
People don't like the bullet points, unfortunately.
right.
I live for bullet
But we
points. I even
also
have a
look, we
bullet
also
journal.
removed the H3. Do you see that?
That is weird.
Yeah, so it doesn't. It just kills all the HTML stuff.
Hmm.
Well, I don't mind that, but I'm just saying
I'm sure. I'm sure there's a payoff.
there must be. But let's go and see. Um, where are we on this one? I thought I was. Am I zoomed in or no? Oh, I
No,
am
you're
zoomed
good.
in.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah.
That's
Why
fine.
can't I zoom out? There we go. All right.
Alright.
Components, style
Yeah, head over.
system, tabs, accordion. I don't know. Could we use? I mean, it's so easy to go crazy on this stuff, right? Just start using all different kind of shit.
Yeah.
But let's not do that. Let's just style this a little bit. Badge, table. Okay,
Huh.
let's let's do a button first, right? Because we want
Love a
to
good
use this
button.
read more. Do we want to use this read more as a button?
Uh,
Us.
do you remember Starship Troopers when they're watching TV and they're like, "Would you like to know more?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's a button. Yeah, we can go for a button.
Right. So we're gonna use a small button, color scheme teal. Yeah. So you can change this color schemes later. But anyway, let's right list item. Yeah, I'm worried about the yeah, but let's just say could we just say button here? Chakra, you're right.
That should give you
Yeah,
the import. Yeah, look at that.
but that's not what I wanted really.
I need
But
some tags. Yeah.
button, and then we close the button here. Right, and we have an on click, but there were some props. Color scheme tilt. We want this. Let's just use that. And but right, and we are closing this. Okay, so they use this. Okay, so this should actually display that button now. Right, we probably need to find the test for this. Which one is that? That is the project details, right? Right, so we're just gonna run this one. Yeah,
Hey, that is one teal button.
yeah. Right. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, we can actually keep this one open and projects here. So I don't know, I'm not a styling guru in any way, shape, or form, but let's do some sort of a grid instead of grid. Yeah, instead of this list item, we're just gonna use a grid.
And grid item. Sounds good
Right,
to me.
but how do we want to play this? Oh, shoots. Uh, I want, yeah, template columns. Okay, so it depends, of course, how we want to play this. We don't have any strategy for this, but let's
No, no.
let's say let's say that this would be the grid, right? This would be the grid. And this would be the grid item, right?
That follows.
Right. Let's just have a look what it looks like immediately. It looks exactly the way it looked before.
Uh,
That's okay.
Do you need to give it some template columns?
Probably, but it's good that it didn't change the without passing in any props. Uh, so with
Yeah,
uh,
you can apparently give it auto columns. If you flip over to props, yeah, exactly. The first one looks kind of promising.
grid of the columns. Right, let's see what that does. So grid.
Nope, sorry.
What is this out of flow? This doesn't do shit for us at the moment.
No.
Let's just reload everything. No, it doesn't do anything. Right.
Spanning columns. Oh, do we have to pass something into the grid items?
Could be.
Could be. Like a row span or a column span. Starting and ending lines, column starting out, template areas. You know, we could be, we could use their simple grid object instead. But you still have to give in a columns and spacing argument, I'm sure.
Yeah, not sure about this.
No.
What is stack? Yeah, no, wrap. Right. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter. You know what? Let's just see if is there typography thing, text area badge, list. Look at list. Perhaps we should use list.
Yeah, we should.
Unordered. Oh, there we go. I mean, I don't know if you want to use list. I mean, list icon. Right. I mean, for right. Oh, design decisions are always a hassle for me.
I mean, the point of using their list unordered list item is that then we have access to all their properties like M for margin, MTM, RME, and so forth.
Yeah.
So we can do styling inside the component. So
we're gonna use list for now.
My notion is that if we should commit. Basically, is what I'm thinking.
I just want to get this thing back into some sort of an order that is okay. See, because I need this 3D disc to be displayed in not. I don't need anything, but I want this to show. I mean, we did use an H3, and now it's gone, right? So I need to.
Yeah.
How do we change text? Do we have text or something like this here? No.
Let's see.
Checkbox editable, font control,
gradient, typography. If you go into the styled system, are you already there? No, all the way up. Styled system above components. You scroll down to typography, and there you can pass in. No, inside this page.
Oh.
There's the background gradient, and then there should be typography, and there we can give it.
Okay.
Which seems totally reasonable.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So right. So we're just gonna go and import text here, and we're just gonna say text, and we're gonna use text here as well, right?
And so you might want to give it
right
font.
So MD and 2EM, right. Whatever the fuck that means, to be honest. Let's just use this one for now.
Well, there's one way to find out quickly. It's just to use it.
Right. Oh, I
Oops.
made a fool of myself. There it is, project description. Right. So
Oh, I
let's,
see what happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, let's just see the hell this is doing for us. He doesn't do shit. What the hell is going on? I don't know if I'm getting some grid item is not defined. What? I don't have a
Did
grid
we leave?
item.
Well, just clear that and reload then, just to make sure.
Right, here we go. But it still
Yeah, it's
looks
fine.
exactly the same. What?
Well,
Okay, let's
it
pass
might
in. Let's pass
pass
in
in large or something else.
32. Let's do 32. Or LG.
Yeah.
LG. Let's try. It looks like a.
Hey, 32 needs to be inside some curlies.
Okay. I don't know. Oh shit! Come on. No. Oh. What am I doing? Come on. There we go. And then we just say, let's say 50. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
All right.
All right.
It's
All right.
working.
All right.
It's working.
So 20. Let's do 20. Okay.
Looking good.
Okay. All right. The only thing I would love to be able to do is to put the read more right after the description, lorem ipsum, but it doesn't really matter for now. It's not a biggie
Well,
for us at the moment.
we can. Yeah, we can experiment off
Yeah,
camera
yeah.
and figure it out.
Uh,
This little Flexbox thing.
but now we have this, right? So this is not bad. Let's just go protected route. Um, text, font, font size. Oh, you have font weight for it. Okay, font family. Okay, right. And we just do 24 on this one. And
Okay, hold on. Yeah, you see
what
what
the hell? There we go. Right.
Yeah, the double curse or multiple curses, I guess, is a
Right.
blessing and a curse.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just remove this only. This is untestable in a way that, well, you could always argue that you could potentially test for something, I guess. But
Yeah.
where's my as a visitor? There it is. Oh, there we go. You can't do that, right? It's not much of styling, but we lived up
Well,
to our objective. We
we
implemented
did.
this. It's easy enough to implement. It's
Yeah.
always hard to get to know a new CSS framework.
Yes.
Styling is what it is. The good thing is that you can theme this the way you want to theme it.
Mhm.
You just import. I've read about this off camera, so I know this for a fact. You import this extend theme, and you create. You can create this in a separate file. You just add your own colors and your own settings, and you import it into the index.js, and you just pass this in as a theme to the Chakra provider, and off you go, right? Uh, that's pretty convenient the way I see it. Right.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
That's and component style. Right. You can export the basic API for styling a single part
Yeah.
component is right. So you can basically modify every part of this theme, which is um, from what I understand the core, or the unique selling point of this framework, that is easily customizable, right? So you can add your own styling to whatever you're doing. That's what they want. Awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
right. So the only thing for me to do is to kill this. Git status. Git add everything. Well, I didn't add anything new. Come on, give me a break. ads Chakra UI adds and configures Chakra UI basically, and yeah, let's just do
Yeah.
push origin Chakra UI. Good to go. Let's just right, and here we're just gonna do ads. This title will be ad styling, and then addresses, and then I can just, because you created an issue, so I can just do this, and we're
Nice.
good to go. And I'm going to request you as a reviewer, and then off we go to your screen.
Yeah, hit me.
And
here we are. So I'll navigate over to, well, I'm going to check. First, if I go to Art Nouveau, I'll see the pull request. I might even get a little notification. No, I didn't. But there's issue in this pull request, and I have a pending review request. So that's great. I'm just curious, if I'm in our project and I reload this, do I also see that I have a pending review request? I'm going to guess not, but just curious. No. Okay. Well,
no,
I'll
and
put
it's
it in
still in
review.
progress, so we should just move it to, yeah, exactly.
Like so. Head back here. All right. So I'm going to review this. I go to files changed first. This is sort of a chore. There's no test file, but let's have a look. Chakra React, motion, emotion, and framer motion. Now I was watching when Thomas added this, otherwise I might have a peek. And then let's see here. So he's changed projects JSX to import button list item, and text, and then change these over. So that's not so strange. Font size 20. List item. Okay, so we're using all the ones that we're importing. That's fine. The protected route is getting a text component, element, whatever I should call it, styling. That's fine. And then index.js, most importantly, now has the Chakra provider around the browser router. So that looks good too. And we're going to review these changes. Looks good to me. Approve. We submit this review. And we're ready to squash and merge.
Yeah.
Shall I go ahead?
Yeah.
All right. Change this. Let's see. Okay, adds and configures Chakra UI.
Right.
We are merged.
We are.
Yeah. Neato. And then my last step is, hey, issue, you are closed. And if I want to be even more thorough, I can look in our project and say, hey, oh, look, it's webhooks automatically updated the status. Pull you to done.
Oh, it does?
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that was a little bit more a more elegant workflow, I would say, with the GitHub tooling. So
it grows on me.
Cool.
I'm not 100% convinced yet, but it grows on me.
Yeah.
Right. So we achieved our objectives. We did work with protected routes, and and I see this as an absolute win.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Banner.
Yeah. So what's the next step for us? Well, not now because we're done with the stream. We've been at it for, if I'm not completely, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Not bad.
Yeah, we've done worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know what gives us the most value.
From a value perspective, we should probably start working with some functionality for a web developer to actually join a project, you know, and
Yeah,
or we could um,
I hope it's not repetition, but I would like to deploy and set up some continuous integration. Um, we've done streams on that, so there's an argument to have that happen off camera. Um, Repetition is the mother of all learning, but
it is.
so I don't know how you feel about that.
You know what? I'm thinking that it depends a little bit on when you are available, but if we could sync and do a shorter session
Yeah,
on not coding, but just sitting down and defining features. We spoke about this the other week, and
yeah,
it did never happen. But I think it's not a bad thing for us to
simulate a
sync.
kind of
Yeah,
design sprint meeting.
yeah, yeah,
It would be good. It would be
yeah.
good.
And also this is worth streaming. Um, I think well, it's for the outside world to decide, but
Yeah,
uh, you know, we need to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you are like Alice in Wonderland, just
you'll get there, but
randomly. Yeah, you're gonna
doesn't
get
really
there
matter.
exactly. Uh, but then again, we don't want to plan too much, because there are so many things that we simply don't know yet what to do and so on. But at this stage, we're past some, the initial setup or part of the initial setup. We still don't have, CI test coverage and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah,
Uh, but let's and also we need to define some features, like for instance, somebody creating a project, somebody joining a project, somebody doing this and that and so on.
yeah,
So let's do a design sprint. What
yeah.
is your availability today? I have a meeting at 17:30 with a potential student of ours,
Great.
but
Um, I'm around. I have some errands to run, but
mm,
they are not time boxed or times. What do you say? They're not scheduled. I can be flexible.
okay.
So whenever works for you.
All right, but so it's 1 o'clock right now, and I,
Yeah,
I, I also have a few errands. So let's do that. Let's check in with reality, do what we need to do, and then we head back into we sync. We can just ping each other on Slack,
yeah.
and we set up another stream for a design
Or
sprinty
design sprint.
thingy. Right.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. All right. Well,
Good fight.
that's gonna do it for us right now. Hit the subscribe or follow button, folks, if
Yes.
you're watching this. Um, these streams are a bit long. You can always fast forward stuff. There are some gems here and there, some good
Yep.
stuff. There are some
Yep. Yep.
bad
Yep.
stuff, right? But
Yeah.
this is the naked truth.
Yes.
All right.